Hello, this set is what LEGO calls the upscaled LEGO minifigure. It comes with 654 pieces, and I built it with all of the fellow viewers from YouTube who now join me over on my Twitch channel for live streams. And this cost me $50 US, 50 directly from LEGO. This does come with the one regular sized minifigure that the big thing represents. I don't have a lot in the way of things to compare this to for scale. I never did get the old brick built one, the Giant Man, and I think there was a Ninjago one as well. They had another scale that they tried in the past decade or so that's more like this size. The closest thing that I have to compare this to size-wise, other than a minifigure that makes sense, is this, for folks who are familiar with that one, this overpriced thing, such as it is. But this scale works really well for the build, and this is truly built up like a minifigure. You go through and you build the individual segments. So you build the body, you build the hips, you build each individual leg, you build each individual arm, and then those things get all attached together, which is really cool. It's a nice process, and I personally especially appreciated the hip, how this is curved right here. It's attached upside down in there, and it gives you the room to do this while leaving a minimal gap. This does have just a little bit of wobble in there, but it's okay. So you can do this. Now, it's not going to stay that way. You even got, look at this, the open area for the anti-stud on the bottom of the foot. That makes so much sense. I don't know why they left this right here untiled. Everything else is very smooth. You've got studs for the hands, but that allows it to hold on to things. That's pretty crucial. If you don't like the look of that, of course, you can just put tiles over it. They did not include tiles for that, but I think it's better to have it open and ready to accept things, for things to be attached to it. You can kind of put this into a walking pose. It's not the best balance. Like I say, there's a little bit of wobble to this because it does use Technic bits on the inside, but you can do that. I personally wouldn't trust it long term. Like, I feel like with just the vibrations in a house, people walking around and stuff, eventually it's gonna let go. So you probably want to do something to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. But you do have the ability to put it into a seated pose like that. Super easy. It's barely an inconvenience, Again, it's just a little bit wobbly, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it falling apart. The arms are able to move around, and look at that. They do exactly what they do on the minifigure, because the axis of rotation is at an angle like this. So this can be moved like so, and that's just right. Like, the angle in there is so good too. You can also rotate the wrists, right? So it's got the stuff that you need. Now, obviously, you've got the ability to rotate the head, and that can just spin around completely. Again, just like the real things. Now, the only thing that is not the same is the head, and specifically the headgear. How that's done. It's just got some jumpers there, and you can see a little bit of the inside. It has different colors, doesn't matter, but they don't have something to put over the top of this to represent the stud, to represent a bald head of a figure. That's a little bit of a miss, just a little bit of a miss. I'm not mad at it, but it would have been nice to do a little bit more to start a system here, to where in the future maybe they could do something that has a different headgear piece, and then you can mix and match and make your own, without having to completely customize and do your own stuff from scratch, or following aftermarket designs and things. Just use Lego stuff and mix and match and make some custom ones and such. Now, with respect to the hat, it does have a weird thing going on with a kind of a second brim. It has a rear brim to it, and that's just for the sake of the strength right here. Because they use this large Hulkbuster dome, which is for the first time here in the solid blue color. And in order to get that to have the hinges around the back, they wanted to have enough strength, and that just resulted in this extra extension out the back, which really doesn't look good, and is the least realistic thing going on here. At the front, I think it's fine, just a little bit more old school in its style. The more recent ones have significantly more curvature. Actually, they have some curvature. This one does not have any. They've done a couple versions of that over time, but that's fine. One other thing I want to point out here is that this is a print. Thank goodness, no stickers are used for this set whatsoever. So you got some good stuff going on here. Overall, I just don't have any complaints, other than one issue with quality control and consistency. From some angles, you can clearly see that there are differences from one part to another in the same, what are supposed to be the same color. So some of the plates right here are a little bit lighter. Some of those red plates are a little bit lighter in color than the others, but it's much more obvious with the blues down here. Like that one in the middle right there is significantly darker than these over here. These parts practically look like pieces from my own personal used part collection, which includes very, very lightly used things going all the way back to, easily 30, even up to 40 years in age. We shouldn't be seeing that kind of variation when something is coming right from the factory. It's just not the level of quality and consistency that Lego is known for and has promised. And frankly, we deserve better than that for the prices that we pay. This is a premium product, and like the prices or not, they are what they are, but we pay those prices to get the good designs, to get the ethical business practices, and to get quality products. And that just doesn't look the way that I want it to be, personally. And I don't think we should expect that. I think that more people should speak up about that, and less people should be eager to forgive and talk about how, well, it actually makes it look used. It gives it a patina, which is a good thing. I would actually pay for parts to be less consistent from one to another. It's a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. This is the main thing that Lego does, is injecting plastic and pumping out plastic parts. They should be consistent. Now, back on a positive note, want to see something really cool? This is actually a mech. So that is a control position for the minifigure to sit in there. You've got prints for console in the front, consoles on the left and right. You've got the control sticks right here, and you've got a weird thing that happens behind it to kind of make it look almost like it's a clockwork thing. Like it's got a clockwork mechanism inside of it, which is completely unnecessary and just wholesome as heck. It's just too good. It's completely unnecessary, but it adds so much charm to the set. Last and least, these are the leftover parts. You might not have expected to have that much variety of little things in here, and not all of them are just from the head control unit. The inside build of this is actually fairly complex. Again, the price was $50 US, 50. It's 50 euros, 45 pounds UK, or $65 Canadian. I think that's fine. This is kind of a specialty item. There's a lot of bulk here. There's a significant amount of plastic. There's a good building experience, a good amount of time that goes into it. And I think it has lasting value. It's the type of thing that, you build and then you keep, and then you continue to enjoy significantly for a long time into the future, and you can be proud of and happy to have. So I definitely think the value is here. And I just think that Lego needs to make lots of these. Like, they could easily make 2 of these per year, easily, for many years to come, different ones. They should start with the non-licensed stuff. A lot of folks are asking for the classic astronaut figure to be done this way. They already did the pirate one, but terribly, they made that exclusive to the Lego house, so you have to go to Denmark to get it. They really need to do all of their iconic designs, all of their iconic types of people. Yeah, all of them. They should do like Doctor, they should do classic, they should do new. Eventually, they should do some of their own IP, their internal IP. Characters this size, just keep the formula, keep the format, keep the size exactly the same. Keep the size of the head exactly the same. That's very important. If other things change in the build over time, that's great, but don't start giving us this size and then this size and then this size, like, all the in-betweens and weird stuff. They need to absolutely not do that. They've got something really, really good and solid that a lot of people can enjoy for a very long time. I hope and almost pray that they will stick with this general format and scale and continue to do more of these on a regular basis, at least 1 per year. Easily they could do without crowding their own market and reducing their profitability per unit. Just overall, everything about this is happy. Little issue with this one specifically back here, but other than that, it's just plain good. So more of this, and again, surprisingly, the value I think is there. So I'm just happy with this one. Thank you for watching. Hope this was of value to you, and I'll talk to you again soon.